So I have this old school Baja Warrior mini bike, the one with the fake metal gas tank. And in the first video with this bike, I was running a stock Predator Hemi and the bike did around 30 miles an hour. And then in the second video, I changed up the gearing and I think the bike did around 38 miles an hour. So this time around, to see if I can get a little bit more top speed out of this bike and maybe make it a little bit quicker from 0 to 30 using the stock jack shaft, I'm gonna swap out this Predator Hemi for this Predator 212. And this thing has a billet rod, a 265 cam, a 10,000 RPM cast flywheel, a 28 millimeter carb, and a GX 160 head. And I'm pretty sure this thing's running 22-pound springs. Then of course the internal governor is removed. So I think this engine should wake up the bike a little bit, even though it's still running the stock jack shaft. I mean, yeah, I know I could add a little bit more speed, quickness and speed using a 30 series torque converter, but I figured it'd kind of be fun to see how fast I can make this bike using the stock jack shaft. So to get this bike to run 38 miles an hour with a totally stock Predator, I added this 42 rear sprocket with the stock jack shaft. I know I can make this bike run a lot quicker with a 30 series. I mean, I have one setting right over here, but I figured I'll try to make it run as fast as I can with the stock jack shaft. I mean, I know I could change up the gearing on the jack shaft to help it out, but first I'll throw this other engine on there. So while I'm swapping this out, I might try to find a different tank for this because the cap is literally right underneath the fake gas tank. And this thing's hard to fill up. So hopefully I can find another tank for this thing, because I don't want to swap out the fake gas tank for a real gas tank. So for my slide carb, I'm gonna have to solder a tip on here. And I think that's about the right length. It's a little bit over 2 inches, so that should be okay. Throw some more flux on here to make sure it's nice and clean, so my solder will stick. Make sure I get plenty of heat on here to make sure this tip sticks. I mean, I could use the MIG welder and just zap a tip on here. I think more people have a soldering iron lying around than a MIG welder. And if they don't, you can grab one for like 10 bucks. So that's a nice looking tip on there. I think that'll work. Let's see if we get full throttle here. We want to make sure we get full throttle so we can beat 38 miles an hour. And there we go, it worked. So that was a long enough section of cable on there. Nibby air filter back on here. And then I'll figure out a fuel tank. So I have this tank with a cap on the opposite side, and it looks a little bit shorter, but the only thing is it has the Hemi style mount. But the question is, can I still make it fit? And like I said, I don't want to get rid of my fake tank up here because I could replace this with an actual real tank, but I like the OG old school tank. So let me see if I can make this fit. I mean, I think this thing will bolt on here, but the only thing is, I don't think it'll go down far enough in the back. Yeah, see, it bolts right on there. I mean, good enough. Probably bend these. I would have to bend those to get this thing to mount in the back. But other than that, it's nice that the gas cap comes out on the right side, because I can actually fill the bike with the cap on this side. So let me see if I can bend those. I do have a standard Predator tank that can go right on here. Mount right up perfect, but the only thing is the gas cap's underneath the tank here, so this is a little bit harder to fill. kind of a pain. I mean, nothing a little vice grip action can't take care of. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, the tank leak? That's not a big deal. Okay, let me try that. I think that'll work. I mean, it goes down in the back now, where I can put the back bolt in there. Looks like this thing's gonna actually bolt on here. Now these front mounts look like they were made for this thing. And you got plenty of room between the tank. This one's a little bit narrower. So now we know. You can throw a Hemi tank on a regular Predator. Got it pretty much wrapped up over here. The fuel line on, throttle hooked up, air filter, gas tank, kill switch. I'm gonna have to figure out either put the stock exhaust back on here or figure out a header pipe. And I'm not sure if I have one lying around here that'll fit on here. We'll see. I mean, I can throw this on there for right now, just to get it on the road. And then later on, maybe I can snake a pipe up through here. Or maybe over on the side. So this engine I threw together back in 2001, and I did a few videos with it. And it has a Superman 265 cam. And if I remember right, this thing has some really good mid-range torque to it, or some really good pull in the mid-range. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna smoke those times. So I have to be 6.74 0 to 30, and I think it was 37.04 top speed. And as always, I'm gonna use the Draggy performance meter to measure the times, so I get some really good accurate times. Well, this thing feels a lot quicker. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to beat up on 37.04 top speed for sure. And I'm pretty sure we're going to smoke 6 seconds from 0 to 30 too. Okay, 0 to 30. Predator 212 with a 265 cam on the MB200. It takes it a second, but once that cam comes on, man, this thing pulls. 4.82 for the first one. Let me see if I can better that. Okay, second attempt, 0 to 30. .27. It was a lot quicker that time. It's almost torque converter quick. Now let me see if I can beat that 37.04. Top speed. That'll be easy. So we beat it right there. Fuel starvation issue. Yeah, this thing's a lot faster. So we're getting pretty close to 50 now. Feels like she could use a little adjustment up there at the top, but it's still a lot faster. So the bike got over 2 seconds quicker from 0 to 30, so it's a lot quicker, and then quite a bit faster. I mean, it was pretty close to 11 miles an hour faster. But it does seem like it has some jetting issues or fueling issues because it's kind of cutting out at the top. So I think it's got a little bit more left in it. So with the Hemi Predator or the 40 sprocket, we did 6.74, 0 to 30, and then 37.04 top speed. Then I added the 265 Predator, and we dropped to 4.27. I mean, so it's a lot quicker on the bike, almost torque converter quick. And then 47.95, so we gained over 10 miles per hour. So this thing runs so much better. I mean, it might not be torque converter better, but it's sure a lot quicker and a lot faster. But I think the jetting is slightly off at the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the main jet and we'll see what's in there. See what we have here. So we have a 120 main, so you wouldn't think that'd be too big, but the thing is with these PWK carbs, as everybody knows, you have that power jet that adds fuel at the top. So a lot of times you can get away with a smaller main jet. And then if you look at the plug on here, it is slightly rich. So I think I can downsize that main a little bit. Maybe to a 115 or so, or 118 or something, maybe just a little bit smaller. So I threw a 110 in there with the power jet, so it might be okay. And the spark plug doesn't lie, it showed a little bit rich, so we'll see what that does. So we definitely went in the right direction with the 110 main jet. The bike picked up what, about 1.5 miles? So we did 49.01 top speed now. So we're pretty close to 50. So in the next video, I have the secret mod to make the bike break 50 miles an hour with the jack shaft.